Gun tragedies that happen 10 days apart. A shooter rampages through a Buffalo, New York supermarket, killing 10 people. Within weeks, New York state lawmakers pass a bill to restrict rifle sales to those 21 years or older and other new gun laws.
Thoughts and prayers won't fix this, but taking strong action will.
In Uvalde, Texas, a rifle-wielding teenager walks into Robb Elementary School, unleashes a maelstrom of bullets, killing 19 school children and 2 teachers. The answer at the Texas legislature, no action on gun control.
We have to be able to regulate the guns that are killing people indiscriminately, and it is the guns.
Democratic Texas State Senator Roland Gutierrez has filed 21 gun safety bills since the Uvalde shooting 1 year ago. None of those expected to make it to the governor's desk this session.
It wasn't me coming having them knock on your door. It's all they had left. To be able to come to you and advocate so that this wouldn't happen again.
He's tried tacking gun regulations as amendments to bills. He delivered an impassioned speech when he was shut down by Republican Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick.
Dan Patrick doesn't care about our kids. Dan Patrick doesn't care about what's happening right now in this state. He only cares about his own ambition, and he's going to break every rule there is. He's not going to have this discussion.
Instead, GOP lawmakers in Texas say the solution to mass shootings is to fortify schools. Republicans have proposed legislation that would require armed security officers on school campuses, mandate active shooter plans, put panic buttons in classrooms, and incentivize school employees who are certified to carry firearms with a $25,000 stipend. At the Texas State House, every attempt this session post-Uvalde to pass anything resembling gun control ran into Republican opposition. Uvalde parents Brett and Nikki Cross, who lost their 10-year-old son Uzziah Garcia, were not fazed by the odds against them.
I just don't want any of you to sit here where I'm sitting. I don't want you to have to identify your child's body based on what he was wearing to school that day.
They testified in April after waiting 16 hours in the State House. We later followed them as they lobbied lawmakers to pass HB 2744, a bill that would raise the legal age to buy a rifle from 18 to 21.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
On our visit, most offices heard them out, except the chair of the committee, Republican Representative Ryan Guillen, whose staffers said he was too busy to talk. Joining them, parents from another mass shooting at a Texas school, Rhonda Hart, whose daughter Kim Vaughn was killed by a gunman in Santa Fe High School in 2018, and Christina Delgado, a parent moved by the Santa Fe shooting to become a gun control advocate.
It's sad sometimes to have to be a broken record, but if we have to be to save another community, we will do so.
The bill made it out of committee but died when it wasn't scheduled for a vote in the full House. Democratic lawmakers tried to add it as an amendment, but Republicans stripped it. Manuel Rizzo is the uncle of Robb Elementary School shooting victim Jacqueline Casares.
They're not looking at the deaths of our children, the deaths of the children in Uvalde and the teachers as something that's important. They don't want to prioritize it. And so we're going to continue the fight.
Texas lawmakers only meet in these halls every other year, so it's already hard to get new laws passed in the state of Texas. The governor could call for a special session to accomplish the things that he wants to get done. That being said, a year after Uvalde, Governor Greg Abbott has repeatedly waved away any calls for new gun restrictions. A University of Texas poll released in May showed 76% of voters in the state support raising the legal age to purchase any firearm from 18 years of age to 21 years of age, and Republicans backing the proposal 64% to 31%. But Jerry Greenberg, a former Texas House member who is now a University of Texas professor, says gerrymandering of districts has tilted Republicans further to the right to be non-responsive to voters on a topic like gun control.
And when a pendulum swings too far one way or the other, you do start to see course corrections. Will we see that? Will we see changes on some of these issues?
Over the last 3 decades, Texas lawmakers have voted to loosen the state's gun laws. Where do you find the motivation to keep going?
Jackie doesn't want us to give up. And I will tell you that I hope that I get to make it to where she's at today. And she receives me and she tells me, "Thank you, Godfather, for not giving up. We will never give up."
Republicans here in Texas say they have sponsored some legislation that claws back gun rights, like the so-called banning of Glock switches that enable rapid fire in pistols, as well as banning of straw purchases, which is when you buy a handgun for somebody who's not legally allowed to buy one themselves, as well as make sure that if you have a court-ordered decision on your mental health, that appears in your background check. That being said, Democrats say this is all too little too late, and some of these suggestions already appear at the federal level. Del?